Hello, hello, my amazing artists. Today we are going to make symmetrical paper sculptures. You can see right here I have some examples of my symmetrical paper sculptures. Here's one with cool colors, here's one with warm colors, and here's a combination. This one I got extra fancy with. Alright, I'm going to show you a few techniques that you could use today so that you can create your own paper sculpture. I don't want you copying exactly the projects that I've done. I want you to use your creativity to create your own. But first, you need to learn a few techniques. Alright, you are going to have to choose from some of the paper strips that we have, and they have been stapled together in the center. This creates a line of symmetry. I hope you can see that. Well, okay, just imagine. There's a staple there. This creates a line of symmetry for me. Whatever I do to one side of my paper, I'm going to do to the other. All right, the first technique is called the curl. It's exactly what it sounds like. You start at the paper, at the bottom, the free end, I should say, and you roll towards the staple. Now, sometimes this is tricky for some students, and if this is tricky for you, it looks like this. If this is tricky for you, what you can do is grab your handy pencil, and you put it on the edge, and you use that as something to roll around. It just makes it a little easier to grab onto. Woof! Look what happens when you unroll it a little bit. So this was a tight curl, and this is a little looser one. But if they're going to be symmetrical, I got to do the same thing to the other side. Huh! The curl method. The next technique we're going to talk about is the accordion fold. So we're going to take the edge, we're going to bend it forwards, and we're going to bend it backwards, and forwards, and backwards, so that it kind of makes a zigzag line. Now, whatever I do to one side with one color, I have to do to the other side. Now I can do this pretty quick because I've had a lot of practice. Alright. Looking pretty cool, right? The next one is a simple bend. You can take your paper, you can bend it in. Whatever I do to this side, I have to do to this side. Now sometimes this doesn't always stick like this, and you have to use your glue. If you're going to use glue at any point during this project, you have to make sure you hold your pieces of paper together for about 30 seconds. Count to 30 in your head so that it doesn't fall apart. Alright, if you bend this way, you could also bend this way. It's another technique. Alright, let's talk one more. I'm going to get paper out, and I like to do something called the fringe cut. Make little strips of cuts going towards the staple. You can do the same thing on the other side. All right. The last thing that you need to know before you use these different techniques and variety to make your own project is the last step. creating a spot for your string. If you want to use string to hang it up, you have to make sure there's a spot for it. I know that this will hold a string because I can fit my finger here, but if I flip it over, there's really no spot for a string here. It'd fall right out. So make sure that you make yourself a spot for the string. All right, boys and girls, get to working, and I hope you have some fun.